Picture a bright autumn day, a university courtyard buzzing with students, and a young speaker, just 31, passionately fielding questions. Then, a deafening crack splits the air. Blood pours from his throat as he collapses mid-sentence, the crowd frozen in shock. His closest allies scoop him into their arms, racing to a nearby SUV. No flashing sirens, no medics in sight, just pure panic. How could a routine campus event spiral into such a devastating tragedy, leaving a nation questioning what went wrong? It happened in the heart of a bustling campus, during a talk meant to spark debate. The speaker, a bold voice in youth activism, was engaging a crowd of thousands when a single shot changed everything. Witnesses recall the sound, a sharp snap, like a firework gone wrong. In an instant, he fell, a high-caliber bullet tearing through his neck, shredding arteries and nerves. Medical experts later confirmed the wound was catastrophic, with survival odds under 20%, even with immediate care. But the real no help was ready, no ambulance stood by, no paramedics were on hand. For a high-profile event with a speaker known to draw threats, the campus had no medical safety net. A handful of private guards, and a few campus officers, just a dozen for thousands, were all that stood between order and chaos. People streamed in unchecked, no metal detectors, no bag searches, the venue wide open. How could a place hosting such a charged event leave itself so exposed? Chaos erupted as his team leapt into action. With no official responders in sight, his friends and security carried him, bleeding and limp, across the courtyard to a waiting SUV. A mentor, who loved him like family, pressed desperately against the wound, willing him to hold on. The car sped toward a hospital 5 miles away, every second a gamble. Without trauma, gear, no oxygen, no IVs, no way to stabilize his neck there. Frantic effort lacked the tools to save him. Experts say those missing minutes, the golden window after trauma, are where life hangs in the balance. At the hospital, doctors fought for hours, briefly coaxing a heartbeat. But the damage was too deep. By mid-afternoon he was gone. His family later learned he likely slipped away in those first moments, spared prolonged suffering. But the sting of that day lingers, not just for the loss, but for the failures that let it unfold. If this story grips you, please share it to spark conversations about safety and accountability. As shaky phone videos spread online, outrage grew. Attendees posted about walking in freely, backpacks unchecked, rooftops unwatched. The shooter, a young loner, had slipped through an unlocked rooftop door, set up, and fired. Only a skeleton crew of officers patrolled the event, dwarfed by the crowd. Years of ignored warnings about weak event planning came roaring back. Even after recent high-profile attacks, no drones scanned the skyline, no barriers secured the perimeter. The vulnerability was glaring. His team had raised red flags before the event, uneasy about the open layout and nearby buildings. But courage pushed the speaker forward, shrugging off the risks. Those 13 minutes to the hospital became a haunting blur. His head, unsupported, blood unchecked. An ambulance crossed their path, lights flashing, but fear of another shooter kept them racing on. What if medics had been stationed nearby? What if protocols had been followed? The stakes scream loud. In trauma, seconds decide survival. For wounds like his, on-site stabilization trumps a rushed drive. Yet the campus response collapsed. No alerts blasted phones, no lockdowns snapped into place. Students fled in all directions. No clear guidance, no visible police. The system didn't just falter, it vanished. Anger boiled over. Why no medics prepped? Why such thin security for a lightning rod figure? The university leaned on standard procedures, but it rang hollow. Social media erupted with demands for accountability, some even calling for resignations. The lack of yellow tape around the scene days later, with construction casually resuming, felt like a final slap, a tragedy mishandled at every turn. But from this heartbreak, change took root. Probes revealed how a single ambulance or rooftop lookout costing less than the event staging could have shifted the outcome. Public pressure forced a statewide safety overhaul. Now, campuses track threats online, set hard perimeters with scans, and push protests far from entry points. High-profile speakers move in armored vehicles, routes secret, stages shielded by ballistic barriers. Medical teams wait backstage, ready for the worst. This shift isn't just logistics, it's a cultural quake. Open debate now wears armor, with security overshadowing ideas. Some schools, daunted by costs, cancelled controversial talks, outright dimming discourse. The speaker's loss didn't just silence a voice, it rewrote how we engage, turning stages into fortresses. Yet his courage, facing risks to share his truth, burns bright. This wasn't just one man's tragedy, it's a call to fix what's broken. No one should die for speaking out. His story demands we prioritize safety, turning warnings into action. If his bravery moves you, like this video, subscribe for more stories that matter, and share to keep this conversation alive. Let's build a world where ideas don't cost lives.